What up? What up? Top of the top. Back in this thing. What's up? Salute to everybody. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? What's up? What up? What up, bro? Lance Watts in the building. What's good? What up, Juicy from the Juice Show? What's up? Huey the God. Alan, Miss Deja. What's up? Good morning, Miss Jackie. How you doing this morning? Good to see y'all. What's up, Miss Danielle Walker? What's up? Here we go. We back again another week. It's getting harder by the days, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's getting harder by the days. Getting a lot of bullshit out here. Same old shit, different day. But we here. We fucking here again. All right. Over the weekend, I was gonna come on, but it was a lot of BS going on. Man. Y'all know, it's been a lot of talk about that new law they passed, the new AB laws. For those that don't know, AB, that's abortions, man. And it was only 8 states from what I hear, but people was making it like it was the whole world coming to an end. But either way, I ain't want no parts of none of that business. So ain't really nothing too much been going on as far as this news and these trending topics. Ain't really nothing going on. But anyway, I gotta do what I do anyway, man. But other than that, it's not too much going on. So you know what I'm saying? It's nothing but some more shenanigans over the weekend. That's it. But I do got some other information that is important. So I'm gonna get into that too. Anyway, man, good to see y'all. I'm gonna get down with the bullshit because that's what it is. And I'm gonna sprinkle some real shit in there, but right now just a bunch of bullshit. So I ain't gonna hold y'all. Other than that, it's Money Day, and y'all already know how we do over here, man. We get to it. Salute to everybody that woke up this morning. Whether you got to take care of some business, you doing it right now, or you just on your grind. This is what it is. We at it, y'all. We up. Episode 206, Fun No Fame Live. All right. Now here we go with this. We got R. Kelly facing 25 years plus. He get his time this week. And not only is he about to get his time, they have been going into specific details of each individual that has something to do with his trial. They gave descriptive details within some of the arrangements or hookups that they had with R. Kelly. One particular woman, she was a young girl at the time, they made her give a full descriptive, should I say, very descriptive encounter they had together. I'm gonna get into that. I'm also gonna get into how over the weekend, people know probably y'all probably know Erica Mena and Safaree been going at it. Really, Erica Mena been coming hard at Safaree. She accused him of being a gay man, liking toys, and she also accused him of allegedly messing with a 15-year-old. DJ Self, a DJ in New York on the radio, a known DJ that had helped, he helped a lot of artists become successful. They're saying that Safaree, or should I say Erica Mena, is saying that Safaree was trying to deal with his 15-year-old daughter. So it's a lot of weird stuff. Also, you see Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, the petty nigga she with. He's facing 15 months because he don't want to comply with the LA sex registry. We're going to get into that. He want to do the time from the crib for violating. They want him to do 15 months in jail. So we're going to get into that too. Other than that, man, let's get into the day. Let's get into the business, man. Then we're going to get out of here. First, we're going to start with Mr. R. Kelly, man. Well, I already know R. Kelly is a very touchy topic for a lot of people, but a lot of y'all need to just get out y'all feelings. A lot of y'all have become delusional. You know, I once did like R. Kelly's music. I grew up off his music like everybody else. The man is talented. He could sing his ass off. But the things that's against him in real life, they're not looking too good. And like I said, I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm tired of even talking about this story. But the number one point, I wanted people to understand that they kept missing the facts. And the facts is what I told you, in my opinion, is that his own people sold him out. So it wasn't about him being falsely claimed, set up. Maybe he was being set up 20 years ago. Maybe the people that was behind him knew one day they was going to line him up for everything he owned. Because we have a story. It's not just a story. It's from one of his so-called victims. And she gave descriptive details. And part of the details she gave is some of the things I already assumed, because it's just how this thing works. When you see people of power like this, when you're dealing with the whole sex trafficking, that people don't understand what that sex trafficking means. That's beyond just dealing with underage people. That falls into the category of people that do the recruiting. That means you have a stable. That means you got more than one thing going on at one time, dealing with sexual deviancy and taking the shenanigans you deal with across state lines and city to city. You know, whether you got people flying in or you flying people out or y'all traveling together, all of that shit deal with sex trafficking. So a lot of people that were not up to date with on what sex trafficking actually is. People thought he was just messing with underage girl, just being nasty. It's beyond that. My point is this. According to court documents filed by the New York prosecutor, federal prosecutors, they basically got information from a lot of people that was personally abused by Mr. R. Kelly. But we're going to get into one particular woman. She was a young girl at the time. She gave great detail on a disgrace that the singer put her through during when they came together in their encounters. This young girl name was Stephanie, and in 1998, the government says R. Kelly noticed Stephanie working at a McDonald's in Chicago. He had one of his associates approach her and gave her Kelly's number, which I was saying is the key word right here. His associates, meaning the people he had doing the work for him. Meaning, you know how you got niggas scared to talk to a female and they'll tell their homeboy, yo, hook me up with her. Go get her number for me. The old shit. That's what this nigga was doing, all right? He got one of his homeboys to go to Shorty and get the number. And I'm pretty sure he did this on a whole lot of events. That's why I was telling people it's his own people that signed his deal. They the ones who snitched on him first. They the ones who gave all the information on what he does, what he likes to do, what he does before he get with the woman, what he does after. But people thought it was just made up from thin air. And I'm showing you that them people that was down with R. Kelly, they do not want to go to jail for life with that man. So they snitched on him, period. You dig? So one of his associates approached the girl and gave her Kelly's number. And they say part of R. Kelly's game when he was dealing with some of these underage women is he would make promises of cuddling, saying that he just want to cuddle. He just want to lay in the bed, cuddle, chill. He don't want to do nothing sexual. This is what he would say. And this particular woman admitted to him and his friends that she was underage. And basically he was cool with it. He said, cool, all I want to do is cuddle and just get to know you. That's allegedly what he said to this particular female. And from the cuddling, allegedly it turned into a relationship. And she said it was filled with horrific abuse. Said that it also was filmed by the singer. Now, for those that know, it was a tape on R. Kelly getting with particular underage females, performing certain acts. We all know about the famous tape where he particularly peed on a particular young girl. and was doing all type of other things to other women. But those were just a little bit of the footage that he did, because you got to remember when R. Kelly was making them tapes back in the days, those Chesters, those whatever you want to call them, weird niggas, they did their own tapes. Being that it was not child pornography on the internet, these particular people would film their acts with underage people. A lot of dudes, a lot of men were into making home pornos back in the day. You know, mostly consented, mostly with grown people. But when those cameras got in the hands of pedophiles and Chesters, they would make their own child pornography. This is what went on back in the day. That's why I told you, when that tape went viral back in the day, that bootleg tape of R. Kelly performing those acts, that was actually a child pornography tape. If you got caught with that tape now, your ass will go to jail, straight up. But that was a slick way how they put out a tape of R. Kelly. Back in the day, they tricked a lot of grown people into watching that tape. So my point is, everybody grown that watched that tape indulged in child pornography, watching child pornography. If you had that same VHS tape that R. Kelly put out, if you had that shit saved on your computer right now, that would be considered child pornography, because this man was doing all type of sexual acts with teenagers. These are just the facts. It's just that we was dehumanized, and we wasn't sensitive to this type of behavior, because back in the day, an older man with a younger woman was considered damn near normal to an extent, or people just looked the other way. People look down on it, but people would turn the other way in shame. So a lot of y'all, as well as myself, I'm not going to be a fucking hypocrite. I knew R. Kelly was dealing with underage women. Then after that tape came out, then everybody, Ben was putting together his song titles and the things he was saying in the song. He was telling us the whole time. So it's not like this stuff just got made up. But this particular woman went into when he would film her. This is around the same time when he was recording these films, because I'm pretty sure he had a big catalog of these personal films, because he rich and he probably used to like to chill in his mansion and watch the films of him and underage women, his sexual acts. Anyway, they became incriminating factors in his case. All right. So after Kelly gave this woman Stephanie his number at the McDonald's, you know, she eventually ended up in the Chicago studio where they had sexual relationships. Now, mind you, he just wanted to cuddle. He just wanted to be cool with him. But once he got with him, these are the allegations. She said the first time in the studio in Chicago, they had sex. The feds say R. Kelly was well aware of her age. They had sex for 6 months. Also, it is noted that they had humiliating sex, or she said it was humiliating. He would make her pose in certain positions, undress, and would position her body a certain way, and then would leave out the room and come back. In my opinion, this is when he was setting up the videotape. Made sure he strategically put her in certain positions in front of the camera, and then he probably had to leave out the room, get himself right, and then he probably only wanted to come back in the room when he was ready. Allegedly. Now, like I said, if back in the day when the tape came out, they showed the nigga adjusting the tape while I was recording. He was adjusting the camera. The nigga would adjust himself, had the camera ready, leave out the room, and then come back and then had the film rolling. So it's not hard to understand that part. He would position her body a certain way and then leave out the room. And then she said when he would come back, if she moved any particular way, he would get mad. And long story short, she would just be there naked until he was ready to have his way with her. Meanwhile, he's filming all of this and getting pissed at her for moving her position, because he wanted her to be in a certain position due to the camera, also due to the fact of when he performed his sexual acts. Also, this same particular woman, Stephanie, he also flew her to Florida. He took trips with her to Houston. Now, when she came to Florida, this is the time allegedly this woman gave a descriptive detail of allegedly how R. Kelly skeeted on her face, and he wouldn't let her wipe it off, and he basically made her go out the room to another hotel with stuff on her face, and she was humiliated. This is what she said out her own mouth. He humiliated her in this fashion by not letting her wipe the stuff off her face. Also, the same woman alleged that she was at Houston, Texas with him, and R. Kelly was in a meeting with a particular rapper. They didn't say his name. And R. Kelly was basically allegedly saying, what's wrong with being with an underage woman? You know, Jerry Lewis did it. Why I can't do it? For those who don't know, Jerry Lewis, an old entertainer, they say he married a 13-year-old. But anyway, this is the alleged allegations that R. Kelly was basically trying to make excuses, basically saying, I mean, what am I doing wrong? So what I like underage women. This is what the woman said, heard him say at the brunch. She also said R. Kelly was very jealous and she was not allowed to speak to people. She had to shut up. Now, mind you, these are all allegations. This is not no proof, but this is what the feds are saying. This is documented in the court of law. This woman named Stephanie, this documentation is being used against some period, whether you like it or not. This is what it is. So this particular woman said out her own mouth, this man will make her do all type of poses and all type of shit. Now, mind you, we know nowadays we got dudes that secretly record women during sex. And yes, if you record somebody having sex, if you record any woman, or not even record, if a woman send you selfies right now and you post them online, all that shit is a crime now. If you call yourself getting mad at somebody, put them on blast sexually, and you put them on the internet, that is a full crime. The difference is back then, you know, it wasn't cameras and people taking pictures. People had camcorders and people made home videos. So that was considered normal back then. The only thing wasn't normal is this man was recording teenagers and using his power to make them do certain things. Because remember, when you're a man of power and you're rich, you don't want to be told no. So basically, in his mind, he was going to have his way. Either way he put it, he was going to have his way. That is why he's put in these categories of being a sex trafficker and being like a major sexual deviant person. This is why R. Kelly is facing so much time. It's different from Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is accused of being nasty with women, being weird, you know, but he's not facing criminal charges. Now, mind you, Deshaun Watson is being charged by what, 24 women? He is not facing no type of crime, no felony. Civil suits. R. Kelly is different. He's facing criminal charges, as well as the lawsuits, but they're already saying he broke $2 million in the hole, which means that somebody down with R. Kelly team, the people in the background, they stole this man money. And a lot of people don't know he was sponsored when he first came out. He had people that was official behind him. And far as I know, R. Kelly could have been used as a pawn as the whole time. It could have been people that already had an idea they was going to set him up in the long run and take all his money anyway. This whole thing is weird. But yes, R. Kelly is the scapegoat. He is taking the time. But I told you, he put himself in these situations. So he also tried to get his lawyer to get his time to cut the 10 years. He threw himself on the mercy of the court. And he said he just wants to do 10 years, but the judge is not trying to hear that, or the prosecutors. So he is facing no less than 25 years as of right now. His court date is on the 29th. And we're going to see what happens with this R. Kelly trial. This is a week of, I don't know, sexual justice. That's what I'm saying. Everything in the news these past weeks been either dealing with Pride Month or some type of sexual crime, deviancy, Cosby, Ghislaine Matt. All of this type of sexual acts been promoted this whole month. Regular sex, gay sex, pedophiles, all this different weird sex behavior been promoted this whole month. So I don't know what's all that about, but that's why I said too much of this nonsense been trending. So I ain't gonna take my Sunday off to talk about this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna come on this weekend, but this shit was it's just a waste of time, to be honest with you. But it is some things I'm gonna talk about. But R. Kelly get his time this week. For those that want to know, and like I said, for all you supporters, y'all get y'all day this week. So either y'all gonna be happy or y'all gonna be crying, one of the two. All right. So we're gonna go to the next story, man. I'm tired of this story too. I'm tired of all this shit. And it seemed like strategically they bringing this shit up at the same time. Now we know Nicki Minaj dad, he got his ass whipped recently. He's a fucking pedophile. We know allegedly, I don't gotta say allegedly, I'm being nice. Her husband is a convicted sex offender. He's been complying for 20 years to the program. He recently did not want to comply when he moved to Los Angeles. That's why he is in all of this trouble right now. All right. So we see this keep coming up. And my point is, strategically, when Nicki Minaj gets put on blast about her husband, the same exact weekend, her ex, Safaree, is being put on blast for allegations of messing with a 15-year-old and liking dildos and, you know, liking weird stuff while he having sex. All of this shit come out the same exact weekend. And we know that Safaree and Nicki Minaj was together for years. Some people say they might as well just stay together because they both going through it since they broke up. They both got messy. Remember before we didn't even know who Safaree was. We did not know nothing about Nicki's personal life. But one thing we also do got to remember that Nicki Minaj did build her fan base off playing off the LGBTQ community. Yes, a lot of her fan base in the beginning, a very strong percentage of her fan base was the gay community. When she was running with that whole Barbie faction, she was playing games like, you know, she might have went both ways. She was playing them games like she might possibly be gay, but she was using that for marketing. Maybe that's why she's getting ridiculed this weekend and exposed with her husband. Who knows? But I just know a lot of this sexual stuff been going on this month. Anyway, you should know by now Nicki Minaj husband right here in this picture, right? Prosecutors are hoping to give him a year in jail for failing to register as a sex offender according to court documents. This man, Kenneth Petty, has served what 4 years in jail on this particular crime. In 1995, he did 4 years in jail. So he was convicted of being a sexual offender, allegedly taking something from a woman because he's petty. That's why I call him Kenneth Petty. That's his last name, but he's a petty nigga because allegedly he liked to take boxes. But anyway, he already was convicted and did time for this. Came home, registered as a sex offender, been complying for 20 years. I've heard people make many different excuses on this topic, many different scenarios. All I'm gonna say is, if he was locked up on these charges, how did he get to make it through his bid and nobody checked him? How did he so-called turn blood and come home blood and waving a red flag with a lot of pride and you know, like he got muscle in these streets, like he's a somebody. So my point is this: if he did commit these crimes, which he was convicted, he was a sex offender, and he was able to claim a gang after that, that shows you somebody is in fault. Somebody was out here lacking, and he slipped through the cracks. And at the end of the day, it's all a bunch of bullshit to me. That's why everybody in the gang ain't my motherfucking brother. That's why I'm telling you, gangs are over with. Shit is a joke, right? A fucking joke. Because niggas pick and choose what they want to slide. They pick and choose who's good, who's not good. They don't have the same energy towards everything. But we neither here nor there because I told you this whole shit is fucking tiring, all right? But this man has been convicted. He wants to do a year in the mansion on house arrest. But the feds want him to do 15 months in prison and pay a $55,000 fine. And I'm pretty sure this man does not want to go to jail with these charges on him. Not nowadays. He ain't going to have a good prison bid. You know why? The first time he slid through, he was younger. Now he's a grown-ass man with sex offender charges. He go to jail. His bid ain't going to be good at all. And he's Nicki Minaj's husband, so he will get extorted. He will get beat up. He'll get done dirty. He will have to be in PC nowadays because you got people in jail now. They don't want to hear that. He's been registered on papers for 20 years. And Nicki Minaj knew it, but she don't care because, in my opinion, you know, as long as he does what he's supposed to do, make her look good, because she's pimping him too, using him for marketing and promotion. Probably told a nigga, take your shirt off. Just tell a nigga what to do like a doja, right? And she know with his fucked up background, he never gonna be able to leave her anyway. Like his fucked up background is always something she can use against that nigga. You know what I'm saying? This the best he gonna ever do in life, the furthest he ever gonna go. Meaning, you know, being that she got this dirt on that nigga, whenever she get mad or want to have her way, all she got to do is bring up these charges. My point is this: she know that nigga on papers, he ain't going nowhere, right? Period. He's a sex offender. Where the fuck is he going? She know that. So I'm pretty sure he's a fucking pawn. And it also shows you what she supports, because we know her dad was messing with 11-year, 13-year-old type of shit. And just so happened her husband, the same accusation. So, I mean, maybe this is just her cup of tea. Maybe she just like weird niggas. Who knows? That's her personal life. Fuck both of them. If you ask me, who cares? I just had to cover this shit because this same weekend, all of this sexual deviancy shit is breaking news. And it's the agenda of the week, because this week R. Kelly get his time, just like Ghislaine Maxwell, down with Jeffrey Epstein, which means not only is it going down on a big scale, it's going on a low scale. Meaning they know it's a lot of sexual deviant people running around the hood. It's hot, it's summertime, and it's going to be a lot of this behavior going on. So therefore, they are being a poster child of niggas that are about to get hung for being sexual deviants. And don't mind you, R. Kelly's being charged federal, and the feds are also trying to charge Kenneth Petty. These are not just basic ass crimes no more. All right, that's what it is with that. So now I got to go into the next topic, which relates to this shit. It's all in the same family, because we know that Safaree and Nicki Minaj was in a relationship together for years. Some people felt like Nicki was the most focused when she was with Safaree. But anyway, Safaree has some foul allegations put on him. It's not saying none of this shit is true. It could just be slander. But we're going to talk about it because it applies to what's going on today with this slander shit. Fake relationships is also the above topic. And a lot of these fake relationships got together in the pandemic. People got together for different reasons. Now this shit is over with. You see the relationships breaking up. You see people going their separate way because no longer people are stuck in a house with people and got to play house. And for those that don't know, Safaree and Mena had 2 children. If I'm not mistaken, they had 2 altogether. I thought it was just 1. I didn't know it was 2. Either way, who cares? They got married in the pandemic, broke up after the pandemic. All right? So, now, allegedly over the weekend, Mena has been putting Safaree on blast. She's mad. She's allegedly, they say she's scorned and she's bitter because Safaree got a new woman that he's with. Now, Mena has accused this woman of being a prostitute. She also had been sharing text messages saying that Safaree still been trying to get with her. He still wants some of that. Also, she put out text messages saying that Safaree likes to have fun with dildos and things like that. He likes to get nasty with things stuck up him or whatever he likes to do. This is what Mena has said. And she put out these particular text messages talking real dirty about Safaree, claiming that he liked toys, stuff like that, calling his woman a prostitute. Now, Safaree's new woman, she had things to say about Mena. Basically, she said, you know, everybody in the industry know that Mena has slept with the whole industry. For those that don't know, she also got DJ Envy in trouble a long time ago when she snitched on DJ Envy. DJ Envy was creeping with Mena. DJ Envy is a married man. When she got mad, she put Envy on blast and almost fucked up that man's household. So you should already know by now, if you sleep with Mena, she's going to put you on blast. She's going to tell. You know, she used to be with Terror Squad. A lot of people ran through her allegedly, all right? But, hey, some people like to turn a hoe into a housewife. If you do, that's your business. Actually, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with turning a hoe into a housewife. Is she ready to settle down and clean her life up? Oh, well, that means your marriage might have some of the best of sex. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But don't take me serious, all right? But who cares, all right? Because anyway, Erica Mena called his new boo a prostitute, and just recently, Erica Mena was accused of being a prostitute because it was news last week, recent, that she was selling her stuff to a professional soccer player in New York City. Said that she was selling PUSSY, and the man put her on blast, Erica Mena, for recently selling her pussy. All right. Now, it takes one to know one because she is accused of selling her you know what. And she also said that Safaree new girl sells her you know what. So it takes one to know one. And that's where we at with it. So it sounded to me like Erica Mena is mad, saying that this man likes strap-ons and things like that. Allegedly, this is the text message between Erica Mena and Safaree. Allegedly. And let's be clear, anybody could make up a page, make up a name, and fake like you texting them. Yes, they can. So I'm not going to say this is fact, but this is the allegations right here of him liking toys. This right here is also where Safaree allegedly was trying to get with Erica Mena while he with his new boo and things like that. Erica Mena also said that Safaree tried to smash DJ Self's daughter. DJ Self is another DJ in New York City. His daughter was 15 years old at the time, allegedly, but Safaree was trying to get with her, or she was trying to get with him. Long story short, Erica Mena, you said you knew this years ago, so why the fuck was you still with him? If this man was trying to get with a woman when he was 15, a young girl, DJ Self daughter, why did you not say nothing before? Why did you still get with him and have kids after these accusations? Which shows you that some people be with the bullshit. Either you knew about it, you turned your head, or you making this shit up. One of the two, Erica Mena, you ain't so clean, because if this man allegedly was trying to get with a 15-year-old and you didn't leave him alone and you still stay with him, well, that makes you just as foul as Safaree. That makes you a piece of shit too. So, like I said, you can't try to put one person down to make yourself look better when you dirty too. All right, you're dirty because you was with this man and you had a baby since the allegations. Now, I'm sure that the woman is older now, but allegedly, when Safaree tried to get with DJ Self's daughter, she was allegedly 15. And she ain't say nothing. Now, this is Safaree and his new boo right here. This is why they say Erica Mena is mad and she hating and she putting out all this propaganda and slander on this man, saying that this man is gay. Like I said, now mind you, let me not forget, they said that Erica Mena posted these text messages right after she just finished doing a photo shoot for Pride Month. Yes, Erica Mena is a proud bisexual woman. For those that don't know, LGBTQ. Bisexual people are in that category. She is an outright bisexual woman. They say right after she posted her bisexual pictures for Pride Month or whatever she was doing, right after she posted for Pride Month, they said right after that she posted this of Safaree being gay, all out the blue. So these could be real text messages. It could be fake. It could be something she been knew. Now she just want to put them on blast. Either way, they say she posted these messages right after she posted her Pride Month pictures, showing you that this the type of time she be on, because allegedly she's jealous of Safaree's new boo, calling her a prostitute, talking real bad. And they say Safaree, his new boo, is very happy. As you can see right here, Safaree and his new boo. And they say this is why Erica Mena is very hating and spiteful, because you know how some chicks do. When it's over, it's over. Even though they said Erica Mena left him. That's what these pictures are supposed, that's what these texts supposed to be about, when he was begging to get back with her. This supposed to be after they broke up and he was still begging to get back with Erica Mena or whatever. But my point is, he got a new boo now, right? And the only reason why I'm speaking on these topics, because it deals with the fake relationships. We know what's a fake relationship, in my opinion. A fake relationship is when people get together and it's not really based on love. You know, in my opinion, a relationship that's real has to be based on love. Real love has to be the foundation. Unconditional love. meaning no money, no nothing. You love each other's soul. Then I feel like once the souls are as one, and that's the real love, then I agree that all other things come into play after that. You know what I'm saying? Then it is like a business. It is like a friendship, a companionship. Everything else comes after but it has to be based on real love. So in my opinion, if it's not based on real love, it is a fake relationship, meaning people get together for many different reasons and then say they love each other and they stick together for a certain amount of time, but don't mean it's real if it ain't no bond. The love to me is the bond, the cement that keeps a relationship together. When the shit ain't real, it's gonna fold every time. All right, simple and plain. So a lot of relationships got together in a pandemic for different reasons. Some people just needed somewhere to live. Some people just needed somebody to fit the bill, needed some financial assistance. Some people was just getting together, having a good time. You know, it's many different reasons why these fake relationships have came together lately. They've been going on, but lately, most relationships have been super fake. How many times you see people bragging about them being together, and then you see them fighting and arguing and slandering when it's over? How many times you seen the same shit? Because a lot of it's not real love. When it's real love, even when y'all break up, y'all can just go y'all separate way. But when you try to put somebody on blast that you was with, it goes both ways, because when you putting that person on blast, you can kind of make yourself a little goofy because you the one that was with them. You can make yourself look bad because the person you putting on blast, you was with them when they was doing the fuck shit. So it goes both ways. Like I said, Erica Mena put him on blast for liking dildos and put him on blast allegedly for liking 15-year-olds. But Erica Mena, you make yourself look goofy because you were the one with him while he was doing this shit, and you were covering this stuff up. So you knew allegedly what he was about, but you still was with him and loving him, allegedly. Maybe it's because of the money, the image, how it made y'all look to the public. Because remember that people want to look a certain way to everybody else, but within their own household, when the cameras go off, that shit is fucked up. This been going on a lot. We already know this shit. But my point is this: Safaree might be just happy right now, and Erica Mena is just hating on this man. Period. The man looks happy to me, but Safaree he might got issues. You know, some people don't like to be by themselves. Some people like to be in a relationship because, you know, nowadays it gives you more attention. They do it for clout. But let's be real. Him and Nicki should have just stayed together because they seen them. They just can't get it right. Since they've been broken apart, they can't get it right. Nicki always under attack. You dig? They should have just stayed together because they both out here looking stupid. They both look lost. And they both look like they just playing themselves. That's just what it is. But we neither here nor there. My point is, Nicki Minaj Husband, sexual allegations. Safaree, sexual allegations. All in the same weekend. They was together. Both of them and their exes are being slandered. Or should I say, dealing with some type of accusation. It is mighty funny, all this going on the same week, R. Kelly go to court. So all of this sexual deviancy shit, I guess June was the month of all of that shit. Because remember, the main distraction is what I'm about to get into right now. What's the real business right here? And that's this right here. These are the reasons why I do what I do right here. Part of it, you know, it's entertainment, but I'm gonna get into this, the real shit right here. And I'm gonna show you whenever you constantly see a lot of bullshit news, all you gotta know is something real going on. And they love to break important stories over the weekend when people don't watch the news or don't pay attention. So this is the chief of the UN, the United Nations, the people that control the world, who dictate what goes on in America as well as foreign policy. All right. You think it's just your government? Yes, your government has a piece of power, but the United Nations also have a piece of power in dictating your life. All right. So people that listen to me, people that have been paying attention, period, you know about the food shortage that's coming. Now, let me make this clear. The only reason why you're not seeing it right now exactly is because the process is still taking place. The last shipments of food that we get within the next couple of months, mainly this summer, the last food that is growing A lot of these last batches that are coming out are some of the last of what they saying. Now, you got to understand the economy when products are coming out or when food is being released or processed, it's usually food growing at the same time. The point is, they're saying it is not as much food growing or being manufactured this season, and this harvest season is going to be dry. Therefore, some of this food coming out now is some of the last food coming out. And this is the warning from the UN. These are the same people that make discussions on war. They make peace. They are the ones who call a lot of shots when it comes to global policy, global food shortage. All right. Facts. Let me get into this story. All right. The UN chief warns of a catastrophe from global food shortage. The head of the UN on Friday warned the world faces catastrophes due to food shortage, and they saying that the food shortage is due to climate change. For those that don't understand about this climate change affects the crops. The crops have to get a certain amount of sunlight, heat a certain amount of time. They have to get a certain amount of water, certain amount of rain. Now you'll see it's not raining as much as it's supposed to in certain places. Some places are getting too hot without rain, destroying the crops. Do you understand? Some places have been getting too cold and they've been affecting the crops with bad cold weather. Some places have been getting burnt up. Some crops have been getting flamed. It's the weather, the tornadoes, the weather, the climate is off the rip affecting the crops. Also, they said a lot of this has to do with Ukraine. Remember, everything that happens is going to get blamed on the war in Ukraine. You was already told this. Everything gets blamed on the war. Your gas up, blame it on the war. Your power up, blame it on the war. Everything is getting blamed on the war, as well as the food shortage that's about to happen. They're blaming it on the war as well. So they're saying climate change. Also, it has to do with the war. Now, check this out. They're saying that it's going to create not only a hunger crisis, but they're saying that due to the climate change, the coronavirus pandemic, because we forgot about the shutdown, people wasn't working them crops, and a lot of inequality to produce an unprecedented amount of food is what's going to cause this starvation. Now, they say it's already affecting millions, but it says multiple famines will be declared in 2022. This year, it will be declared. Like I declare war. When people declare war, the UN is going to declare this food shortage worldwide, meaning they're speaking on it now. They're talking about it. They touched on it, but they did not declare it yet. Once they declare it, it is standard. That's what it is. The food shortage has begun. But right now, they're not declaring it. They're just giving warning to their people right now. By the time they declare it, it's going to be too late for people that's been bullshitting. Trust me when I tell you that's how they work. This particular man, the chief, said in a video, a live video, that dozens of people from rich to poor, meaning also dozens of rich countries as well as developing countries, poor countries within Asia, Africa, and America, farms will take a hit. Farms are going to take a hit. Another thing, people don't understand why these farms are taking hits, because the fertilizer, the price is through the roof. See, for people that know about farming, and this is what it is. If you don't know about planting, you know you got to use fertilizer. They saying the fertilizer prices have went through the roof. The fertilizer that comes from across the world mainly comes from Russia, China, things like that. And they have been stockpiling the fertilizer. They've been stockpiling the natural resources. They say China been racking up on everything for months and years, stockpiling all this shit, snatching everything off the market. So now they can play the price game. Now, when they know the fertilizer is needed, they done boosted up the prices. So if you run a farm and the fertilizer is boosted, that taps into your profits. You got to remember, when you have machinery on your farm, that machinery runs off of oil, gas, diesel fluid. Diesel is up. So in order to run your farm, you're paying expensive prices for fertilizer. You're paying expensive prices to run your machinery. Therefore, these high prices as a farmer, your profits are already being cut into. This is why a lot of farmers got mad in America. A lot of farmers have shut down, and a lot of farmers had to take money from the government, a handout, so they can make it through the crisis, which means a lot of farmers have already been paid off to stop producing. It's not worth them producing. They took a payout. This is going on all over the world. He says no country will be immune from the social economic repercussion. No country will be immune. All countries will be affected to this social economic. Now, let me give a disclaimer. Let me say that a lot of people feel like this food shortage is being orchestrated and controlled. It's being put together right now as we speak. It's being formulated right now. This is not a game. I'm talking facts right now. That's why I'm trying to tell you. All of these other shenanigans to throw you off is throwing you astray. So therefore, I have to talk about the bullshit to get you to pay attention to the real shit. This is the real shit right here, y'all. It's no sugarcoating it. It's no trying to water the shit down. This shit is for real. The food shortage is for real. And in my opinion, it's strategically planned to hit during the fall winter process. You know, the wintertime, Thanksgiving time, when you eat, we look forward to certain things. That's when we're supposed to feel it the most. This summer is just part of the process. Also, if you've been doing your research, they already told you how most of the food processing companies have been shut down, burnt down. The food processing companies are the ones that get the grain, they get the raw material and process it. So it can be used for bread. It can be used for oatmeal, things like that. When they take the wheat and produce breadcrumbs, you know, all the stuff you like on your food that's fried, the breadcrumbs. You know that, your chicken, your fish, anything you need breadcrumbs, that comes from wheat. Your cereal, when you look on your cereal, mostly all the cereal got wheat in it. Everything in your everyday diet consists of wheat, grains, some type of rice, some type of, natural necessity that comes from the earth that you need, where all of that's being manipulated and controlled. And this was warning by the UN. Remind you, I'm going to say it again. The UN gives warnings about war. And I told you that one of the last wars is the war we're dealing with right now, the inflation war, economical wars. These countries are fighting out wars through finances and through economic crisis. I can destroy your whole army. I can destroy your whole country by fucking up your food supply. I can fuck up your whole country by fucking up all your prices that it takes for you to fill up your machines. So this is how we are getting affected right now. And they saying being that Russia and Ukraine manufactures most of these natural resources we deal with. Let me say it one more time for people that don't understand. You were tricked to think that America is the home of all, the greatest country in the world. We got everything, but you didn't know that half the shit you get come from overseas. It's been like that the past couple of years. The little shit that do grow in America, guess what? They send that shit overseas, and we buy shit from overseas. Now you understand why you've been seeing all these reports for the past couple of years about the fake meat. That fake meat, that fake steak made in China. We've been getting food from places where the shit is fucking fake. A lot of y'all eat farm raised. I went into all this farm raised fish, that shit is fake. It's grown outside in fake ass fish tanks. They take swamps, they take little lakes, turn them into chemical processed locations, and they put fish in there and grow it. When you buy seafood, all you got to do is look at the back, read the shit if it's in the pack. It's going to say from China, Thailand. Why the fuck do we have fish, seafood in America, but we get seafood from overseas? You know why? In my opinion, most of that shit is genetically processed because they got hip to people going to the supermarket, buying up all the shrimp, lobster, and eating good with food stamps. So they came up with a way to counter that called farm-raised seafood. Now they get you to buy seafood in a bag, seafood from overseas. That shit don't even be real. I done studied all of that shit for years. Tilapia allegedly is a cloned up fish. Why you think you never seen the head of a tilapia when you bought it? You always see it nice and filleted. Because if you seen the face of a tilapia, you would not want to eat that. And people are saying that that fish is cloned. It's a couple of fish that are man-made. They say the tilapia allegedly looked like it got human features on it. I don't eat tilapia. I've been don't eat that shit. You ain't notice how the past couple years tilapia just came out of nowhere. But even down to the salmon you eat, shrimp, look at the back. If that shit does not say wild caught, even tuna fish, it's so much seafood. I'm telling you, if it don't say wild caught, that shit is farm raised. Farm raised means that shit manufactured in a farm, a water farm, or a big ass fish tank. And they say the difference between a farm raised seafood is they feed it food that's cancerous. It doesn't naturally eat like other fish in the sea. It is processed with certain chemicals. That's why when you eat certain farm-raised seafood, you don't get that real seafood taste. Because the shit is processed. The shit is cloned up. So if you didn't know about farm-raised shit, that's what farm-raised shit is. Farm-raised shit is shit that's been grown and altered in a big-ass tank or artificial lake overseas in Thailand. My point is, how the hell they starving over there, but they selling us food? Because the food they sell us is for a particular people in America to eat. That's why you'll see farm-raised food in particular neighborhoods. But many of us, we still know better. We get our seafood fresh, not in no pack. You get it fresh from the market. But all you got to do is start looking at the back of food. Half of that seafood you look to get is farm-raised. The shit is all fake. Majority of that shit. I done seen everything from the farm-raised frog legs. I done seen the farm-raised calamari, farm-raised scallops, farm-raised, all of that shit. Fake as hell. And when you eat it, you don't get the real seafood taste because the shit is cloned up. But this all ties into the food catastrophe. The food that's out here already been cloned. They've been controlling that. The other half of food is being shut down, the real shit. And you got to remember this, the top-notch food goes to the restaurants first, for those that don't know. When you see these 5-star restaurants across the world, the top-notch food in the world goes first to restaurants. The shit at the supermarket, that's like third, fourth string. Top-notch people get the food first. That is your restaurants. Why you think when you go to a restaurant, it never tastes the same as at home? You thought it was just the pots you use, the seasoning. No, it's the actual meat. It's the actual food itself. The restaurant food will always taste different from food you make in the crib. I don't care where you shop at. It's two different foods. Restaurants get their food straight from the farm. Your shit gets processed through many different channels. Then you get it in the crib. Then you come get it and take it home, put it in your freezer. That shit is all cloned up compared to the top-notch food. So my point is, when they say it's a food crisis, this is like they basically announcing a war. And they letting you know what's going to happen. So you take it or leave it. But it is a food shortage that's going to be coming. And I'm giving you the proof. The proof is everywhere that manufactures food have been taking a loss due to the fertilizer. Without the fertilizer, they can't make no money. The crops won't be fertile. And it's so high for the resource they need to grow the crops. Some farmers have taken a payout because it's not worth their time of trying to grow a big ass crop, overcharged, then the weather fuck up my whole crop. So a lot of them, they're not planting for the future months that's to come. So understand that's the real news right here, y'all. Also, this is real news that happened over the weekend. Today is the last day you're going to allegedly catch this. It's been a lineup where you could look into the sky and see all of these planets lined up. See, a lot of people don't understand some of the things you're looking at as stars, they actually planets. Because when you go into the scripture and it speaks on the heavens and it speaks on the sun and the stars and the moon. You don't never hear them say nothing about particular planets, because some of these planets are actual visions and balls of light. If you know about Mercury, if you know about Venus, Venus is the morning star. Venus shines just like the sun. A lot of planets give off their own light, but we neither here nor there. This was a lineup. The reason why I'm speaking on it, because we were told to watch the heavens for the signs of what is to come. It was told that the Most High would give his signs and symbols through the heavens above. But guess what? We do not know how to read the signs. So when we see it's a planetary lineup in the sky that you can see tonight, they say the people in New York and northern states will have the best view of this lineup. And we know about the blood moons. It's been so many different lineups. So my point is, a lot of people don't understand about astrology. Some people was told that astrology was a crime. Oh, I don't deal with the zodiac. I don't see. Let me make one more thing clear to y'all. And it's my opinion. A lot of things in the Bible that your ancestors dealt with, a lot of things that was human nature that you was taught, your ancestors, a lot of these things were made bad in the Bible when it was remixed. See, a lot of y'all don't understand how to read the Bible through truth and then how to read it with the lies. See, yes, the Bible has been tampered with. Yes, it's been plenty of lies put in there. But those that can see understand how to decipher the lies from the truth. My point is, you were told on one hand, the zodiacs and the stars, that's evil, that's wicked. But then on the other hand, God told you to look into the heavens at the stars and the planets and the suns for signs, my signs that I give to you. So that was just showing you that astrology is nothing evil about astrology. This is ways of the universe. These are ways that the Most High make his presence known. Only difference is what? We've been cut off from these signs and we cannot understand these signs. Therefore, we can look in the sky and don't know shit. We don't understand what the hell we looking at. Why? Because we was taught to be stupid. We was dumbed down. Just like when you go into the story of allegedly a Jesus, when they told you the three wise men looked in the heavens for the three stars to line up, that's how they knew what? A Christ was coming. Which shows you proof that in the Bible, they knew how to read the stars and the signs back in the day. Well, same way, allegedly, the powers that be, the elite that run your fucking life, they know how to read the signs. So when a good sign comes in the heavens above, they make sure they do opposite and do some wicked ass shit on the earth. They always want to counter what's happening up here. But you can see this lineup tonight. It's been going on since the 17th to the 27th, just to show you they didn't break no news on it. They didn't put no spotlight on it because they don't want you to have a clue of what's going on. But it is a lineup tonight where you can see this lineup of Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn as well. You can see the whole lineup tonight. And we already know this is what you got to look out for. When lineups happen like this in the universe, all you got to know is something going to take place this week. And we already know something taking place this week because we're dealing with the R. Kelly trial. We're dealing with the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. I told you people before, these so-called celebrities, they're nothing but avatars. What's an avatar? An avatar is an icon. An icon represents something that's going on, something that's going to happen. They use these people to play out what they want to happen on the earth. These are the mediators. These are the mediators between the elite people to you. They use them to push whatever message or agenda they want you to follow, or whatever they're about to do to you, they promote it through them. It's a lot of different things going on. A lot of this shit is metaphysics, and we are in a metaverse. Therefore, I'm trying to show you certain things that happen above and happens below. But this lineup also represents the different colors. Like this month, we kept being flashed a bunch of colors because it's Pride Month. So just so happened all these different colors are lining up in the universe. But once again, we know that the rainbow don't got nothing to do with that. Really, the rainbow was supposed to have been a sign from the Most High that what? He would not destroy his people no more. Things of that nature. They took the rainbow and flipped it and made it something else. Like I told you, everything that was given to you, it was taken and flipped. All right? So my point is, when we see a lineup like this, This is a sign, but guess what? Most of us, we can't read the sign and we don't know what the hell it means. This could be meaning the alignment or the coming of something great. But we don't know what's going on up here because we was always taught to look down. Not only look down on every situation, look down for negative, just look down, period. Stay asleep. When the whole time, let's just say if it was something great about to happen, we wouldn't even know that shit. And before you get to your destination, you always get a sign. So we are headed somewhere. We are being pushed somewhere. But many of us, we don't know where we're going. We do not know the time or the hour the shit gonna take place. But the people that's playing God, they got an idea. That's why they pushing for a food shortage. That's why they going so hard on a particular people, because maybe they know the signs of what's about to happen, or they trying to stop something great from happening. Maybe they trying to stop us from lining up. Because you got to remember the number one rule, the number one secret hidden jewel is to keep them distracted. Not only that, keep them separated, keep them fighting, keep them bickering, never let them be in one accordance with the universe. When you see this, this is perfect harmony with the universe. The stars, the sun, the moon, the heavens above represent perfection. That's how all the planets so-called rotate perfectly. They never collide with each other. Everything works in perfect harmony, whether you believe in this stuff or not. All you got to understand is the ancients, they knew how to read the sky. Why you think your sign or your zodiac coincides with your zodiac in the sky, which determines how you act on the earth. And yes, right now we are in Cancer season. That's why I'm showing you perfect balance, because I understand my zodiac. I understand my sign. I understand the time of the year I was born. I was born smack in the middle of the year. That's why I'm balanced. I can deal with all signs, from, you know, the ones that come before me, the ones that come after. I can relate with all signs because I'm smack in the middle. My birthday is smack in the middle of the year. That's why the Cancer represents the yin and the yang, or you might say it's 2 stars, 69s, but it's just two things perfecting balance. Like when you see a Libra, you think a Libra is balanced. A Libra is not balanced because the scales are never balanced. So that's why a Libra either going to be to one side or the other side. Either they're going to be nice as hell or they're going to flip all the way out. It's two sides. The scales are never balanced. You name me one time you seen the scale perfectly balanced. That's just one sign. Yes, Gemini's got two characteristics. Yes, some of them are two-faced. Yes, they could be your best friend or your worst enemy. Yes, Leos are aggressive because they got the line in it. I can go into all of these. I can go into every fucking sign and break it down and how it relates with the earth. But you was told that that was all evil because you was taught that the sky, everything that's other than what, you know, anything they knew was your power, anything they knew that was good for you, they called it evil. Because you're not anything outside of being taught as a Christian, anything outside of that teaching is evil. And you got to remember, when a particular people got their hands on the Bible, they literally went through there and made and changed certain words. They changed certain words, and whatever they wanted to make evil, they made evil. Because one man's God is another man's devil. So being that they don't like you and they don't like your God, a lot of your gods in the Bible and your prophets, they made evil. They made them wicked. So you'll stay away from them. But they praise them behind closed doors. See? They teach you not to praise or pay attention to certain things, and then behind scenes, they worship your ancestors and your energy. That's what they do. That's why they know what this lineup means, and you don't know shit that's going on, or you know about what's trending. All right? So I'm not being funny. I'm just showing you the real ultimate game. I'm showing you the real world. This is the real world right here. This lineup and what they talking about at the UN. Why you think when you see this UN picture, you always see they show the world map, or they show Pangea, or they show the so-called flat earth with the continents all as one, because it represents one nation under God, one nation under the New World Order. They're dealing with one nation that deals with global. This is a global thing. Just like I told you, the new music coming out, it is global now. When people was complaining about Drake and beyond, it's global. We are in a global world now, y'all, whether you like it or not. We are in a global thing. Now remember, you as the individual, you have to do you. You can separate yourself. It's all about you anyway. But you got to understand the world is being dealt with as a whole now. And you have to classify yourself as an individual. And I'm going to get into that too with this classification thing. And let's go into this next story. Strictly Jewels. Now, this right here is going to look like a basic story, but it's a jewel within the end of this story. Now, as you can see, this woman passed out with her kids in the car on the highway in rush hour traffic, broad daylight, passed out, kids in the car, holding up traffic, right? Now, this happened in Oklahoma. You got to know about Oklahoma. Oklahoma is very rich with history. You know, you heard about the Trail of Tears where they made a lot of the ancestors walk from the East Coast all the way to the Midwest, made them walk thousands of miles, and they said over 10,000 natives died during this walk. My point is, a lot of your families in Oklahoma, a lot of your ancestors in Oklahoma. I told you, most of these states you was told to stay away from, or you got your own perception of it. These are some of the lands where your ancestors walked at and roamed at and still remain to this day. So let me give you some more proof. Now, this particular woman, she was arrested with her kids in the car, right? But she was so messed up, drunk, she held up traffic. Now let's think, how could a person be asleep in traffic? She was passed out in the middle of rush hour traffic with a long line of drivers stopped behind her. When police pulled up to the car, mind you, this woman is only 20 years old. Her name is Ariana Walker, passed out with two children, a 6-year-old and a 2-month-old in the car. All of them were sleeping. The doors were locked and her foot was on the brake. Mind you, she was in traffic. Doors locked, foot on the brake. So police had to surround her car strategically and put a police car right in front of her car. So if she woke up, she wouldn't just mash the gas and just fly off. So they had to strategically park around her car. They also said that she was driving under the influence, so she was drinking alcohol, DUI. Now, let's give her a pass. She could have been drinking somewhere, didn't get the proper sleep she thought she got, was trying to make it home, and probably fell asleep in the car. But the thing about this story that caught me, all right, she faces child endangerment. She also faces a DUI. Now, mind you, she's 20 years old, but this is the kick of the story. She is a Native American, meaning she has her status as a Native American in this country. So therefore, they're going to turn this case over to her tribal authorities. And that's what I wanted to touch on, because a lot of people don't understand that. Once again, we shutting down that everybody was slaves. We shutting down a lot of shit. You are judged in this country according to your classification. She is classified as a Native American. Therefore, the regular U.S. does not have no jurisdiction over this woman. She is going to be handed over to her tribal leaders, tribal authorities, and she will be dealt with accordingly to her tribe. Because y'all don't understand, there's plenty of reservations, but you thought a reservation was some Indians and teepees because a lot of y'all stupid and you don't understand shit. These reservations are actually grounds and lands where they live normal lives like regular people. They are just cut off from the regular world. They don't come out here. Or they do come out, they ain't caught up in the bullshit. The laws don't apply to them. They got their own laws. They do come out and travel the world, but when they finish, they go back home. They're not caught up in the news. They don't, a lot of shit. They have their own jurisdiction, their own laws. That's why even though she was caught with her babies in the car asleep, like a regular female, she's not going, and nothing going to happen to her. Another thing is too also is because she's not on the system. When you're on the system, they automatically have jurisdiction over your life. They automatically would have snatched them kids up. But being that she's under another jurisdiction of her Native American tribe in Oklahoma, she is not going to get in no trouble by the regular law enforcement. They have to hand her over to her tribal leaders, where they're going to deal with her fairly. But I wanted people to see that how you got Native Americans, you thought they looked one way because you was brainwashed with them $5 Indians or very light Indians that were mixed breeded. but all of your ancestors were not misbreeded. All of them were not from slavery. This is more proof. And you was caught in the trick of Black American, Native American, African American, all these different fucking names to throw you off. Well, really, they're just giving particular people many different names. But I want you to see this picture that this is a modern day Native American woman, all right, 20 years old. For those who don't understand what I be talking about, modern day Native American, all right here in America, right here. The laws don't apply to her. Same way when other people come to this country, the law does not apply to them on certain levels. You know why? Because they are not considered Black Americans. They're not considered African Americans. They're under different laws, which give them different jurisdictions. This is why they get handled differently. And guess what? Anybody have the right to correct their national status. That is the work nobody wants to put in. That is the real work which separates you from being free or a slave. Let me make that clear. So my point is, we can talk all day about racism. We can talk all day about what they're doing to us. But guess what? Until you correct your status in America, you will always be handled as property. Now we see this woman was wrong. It's 2 left shoes, kids in the car, and drunk. And the police had to let her go because of her national status. They had no power over her, held up traffic and everything. But according to the documents that were signed and where she belongs to, her tribe has more jurisdiction over her than America, all right? Because they are Native Americans. They are the ones that went to claim who they are, got the paperwork done, and therefore they're in a different bracket. The same way how people complain about how foreigners come in, they get loans and businesses. You know why? They are in another bracket. They are under a different documentation than you. They do not come here and call themselves Black African Americans. This is why the laws are different for them. If you, it's let's God forbid, if any other race gets killed, it's going to be a backlash. They have to answer to the U.S. to these people embassies. It could start a little war, conflict. It's repercussions when you slaughter somebody from a different nation. It's only one particular people that is okay to be slaughtered, and it's no backlash because they don't have a nation. They don't have a country. You can't be from 2 countries at once when you call yourself something. So my point is, they play this thing called the name game and wording. Call them Black. Black means they don't have no rights. Black means they just confused. Black means they're the color of a crayon. So we don't got to acknowledge who they are. And we can do what we want to do with them. This is according to the paperwork. So I'm showing people it's not about emotions. It's not about always getting mad. You got to understand that. Guess what? Every human being here has the right to clarify their national status. Once you find out who you really are, you find out your background, you find out your real history, you can go and get yourself a name change and a whole fucking national change. But you got to have the proof, and you got to be able to put the work in. And it might cost you a couple of coins. But if you really want to be free, these are the steps you got to take. But it could be done. It's just that what? Nobody want to put the work in. So I wanted to show y'all a modern day Native American young woman doing regular shit, driving the car drunk, chilling. She got locked up, but they had to let her go because she got to go back to her tribe. And I want you to understand that half of these casinos you see being built in America are from Native Americans. It was a deal struck with a lot of these tribes where America is paying these tribes back with land, casino, business, resorts, and they're helping them get back what they lost, allegedly. Or really, they're trying to make amends with the natives, and they're helping them get their money up. They're helping them get in position, all right? Because America has faced up to the wrong they did. They know they did wrong. So now they're trying to make a lot of things right because they know about shit like this. This is what your ancestors, the Native Americans, worship. They worship certain things. So even the people in power know they got to make certain amends because they say, well, look, what if it is a repercussion? What if these people have been praying on our downfall, doing rituals for America to fold so us Americans, us white Americans, can lose our power? We don't want to lose no power, so we got to start pacifying some of them. We got to be fair to some of them. We can't have everybody against us. So what they do is they'll do a little bit of good here and there to balance the scales. Or should I say to even things out a little bit. For all the fuck shit they do, they'll do some good shit. So remember, when Joe said he's not giving no reparations and left to no black people unless the Native Americans are included, he was basically telling you, we already have been rewarding the Native Americans. But all I'm telling you, it's a name game. Native American, Black American. They don't classify natives as black. It's natives walking around right now that call themselves blacks. When all you got to do is go back in time. When you look at all the original pictures, you'll see it all went together. They just took a particular people and classified them with different names. Y'all the Native Americans, y'all Black Americans, y'all African Americans. Then you get the game. Just playing with names, all right? Just showing you proof. You saw this girl in public, you would not be thinking she's a Native American. You see the features, you see the lips, you see the nose, you see her features. Only difference between her is she knows who she is and she's with her tribe. That's the only difference. So I'm just showing you. These people, they don't celebrate Juneteenth. You know why? Because they know the truth of America. I'm just showing you the classifications. They know a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people also have been trying to get their status corrected. Therefore, they are inflicting more pain on people. This is also part of this too. So when they talk about this catastrophe, do you understand what catastrophe means? I mean, it's going to hit a lot of people like bad weather because they know a lot of people have been waking up. A lot of people have been getting too smart for their own good. So now we got to starve them out. In my opinion, that's how they're dealing with it. So let's go to the next story. This story right here is nothing much but a bunch of trash. You dig? These are two people supposed to be caretakers. And we gotta look into the mind of these people that's supposed to take care of people, but they can't take care of their own self. And a lot of y'all got family members being taken care of. And I will advise you to check on your family. Make sure your people straight when they're in these facilities. Make sure you try to get an idea who watching them. Try to make a face-to-face. People are being violated. These two people right here, they violated a patient. Now, these two people worked in a group home. They are charged with pouring boiling water on a particular patient with disabilities. A 52-year-old patient with disabilities. They pour hot boiling water on this person, and this person is now suffering second-degree burns. Now, what got them caught because the particular home they was working in tried to say it was a hoax. They ain't had no real problems. But what happened is the powers that be got the surveillance footage and caught these two stupid people. Now, this is what's trippy to me. This woman you see right here is 21 years old, looking a hot mess, looking like she's 42 or 44 or something. 21-year-old Dakira. And this man is 22 years old, Kevin Franklin. These two bastards pour boiling water, but look at them. I want you to see how these people are 21 and 22. Look how old they look. Look how decrepit and how degenerating the nation is becoming. Let me rewind it again. 20 years old, 21, 22. This is your future generations. Do they look like they got a hard life? Do they look like they living very tough? So how you think it's going to be in the future? This generation that you see right here, they're not going to make it to 30. This the new America. Now I want you to see this dry, infested, drug-faced person. See, you got to look at a person to tell. When you're 21 and your face this dry and nasty, bumps around your face, bitch, you're on drugs. And my point is this. What are they doing watching somebody's loved one? They poured hot boiling water on somebody's family member for their own personal reasons. We know They might have got frustrated. But my point is, you're not supposed to take these jobs unless you're a real caregiver. Because to be a real caregiver, you got to have what? Patience. So a lot of people want to have patience, but they don't have patience within themselves. So how you going to be a good nurse or a good caretaker? But once again, to show us the pattern of people we are trusting to watch our loved ones. We've seen the woman that threw the baby against the wall. We are seeing these same patterns of abuse. People who can't take care of themselves being abused by other people. So just think, would you want these two people watching your loved one? It also ties into something I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all notice. You ever notice how you got your elders? They live for years and years on their own, taking care of themselves when they got their crib, or then as soon as they go into the nursing home, next thing you know, they die. A lot of them die from a broken heart, but a lot of them do die because they be being mistreated. When they get to these facilities, sometimes they get underfed. They get bad sores. They don't change them right. They treat them like shit. And sometimes people go to these facilities and actually get worse and die. Then when they was at home taking care of their own self, they was doing all right. How many times y'all saw that happen? It always happened. That's why you see why some of your people, they don't want to go in no home, because they look at it like, if I go in a home, I'm going to fuck around and die, and they ain't going to take care of me like that. And then they know what? You're not going to come see them like that and come check on them, because grandma ain't got the house no more, the crib. She in the home. You ain't going to pull up. You ain't going to pull up and see granddad at the home. So they start really being mistreated. And you got to remember, whenever you got these type of facilities, when they know for a fact you don't get visitors, they do you worse. These nursing facilities, these facilities in general, are the same like jail. The people who get constant visits, the people who families show they really are concerned with their loved one, they get treated more fairly. People that do not get visitors, they do not get no outside calls or no checkups. They do them dirty, any kind of way. So if you got people in care, you got to pay attention to them, make sure they're all right. Because this is a reality of what's going on, y'all. And they got 21-year-old, 22-year-old watching a grown person with disability. They threw hot boiling water on a person. And once again, like I said, this is national news to make people look bad and say, look at these people. They can't even watch nobody right. They can't do shit right. This feeds the narrative, all right? That's what it does. So we got to get away from these stereotypes. And I'm going to tell you, man, don't get a fucking job trying to take care of people if you know you can't even take care of your own ass and you ain't got no love. Same thing. Don't get in a relationship if that shit is fake. Stop claiming to be desperate to be in love and the shit fake. Doing it for the gram. How many people got together and you see them break up for the gram? They got together for the gram and they broke up for the gram. But when they broke up, it was a show. Same shit. Same soup, just reheated. Yeah, we getting through this episode real quick. I ain't looking at the chat the whole show. We cooked out here. We cooking right now. What's up? Vlad, right? I see y'all. Millie, Annette, Juice. I know the family here. Wax Dog, what up, bro? I see you been laying low for a minute. Miss Deja, man, the fam up in here, man. I see y'all up in here, man. I'm gonna get back to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple more things to talk about. Some other weird shit going on in the world, though. I'm gonna talk this world shit. Now, look. Amazon. Y'all know about the Amazon Alexia, and all that. Alexia, Siri, all that shit. Fucking robots, all right? A robot without a body, all right? That technology of Alexa was to get you used to foreign voices talking in your fucking crib. Foreign voices listening to you, ear hustling. Anybody that had Alexa shit like that in the crib, you seen that shit come on for no fucking reason at all. That shit be recording. That shit do all type of fuck shit. My people's had that shit a while ago. I told them unplug that shit. I don't like that shit. Long story short, right? Amazon Alexa, now they're making these Alexas, whatever, where they can mimic any voice. They can record and mimic any voice, including dead people. So now they can have a person that's dead loaded into the Alexa, and you can come in the house and hear you can hear the voice of a dead person, technically. Now, this is my point. They did an experiment and showed and proved how this shit worked. They had a little girl, like she was going to bed. Now, normally her grandmother used to read her bedtime stories. Her grandmother would read her bedtime stories, but they used the Alexis, whatever you want to call the shit. They used it. They programmed her grandmother's voice, reading her the book story, because her grandmother would read her stories at night. They programmed the Alexa to have her grandmother's voice and read the story. Basically, the Alexa was able to read the story to her in her grandmother's voice. So when the little girl lay down, it's like her grandmother was reading her the story, but her grandmother was not there. It was the fucking Alexa. Now, I don't know if her grandmother is dead, but it's just showing you how they are trying to promote this technology. Now, you got to fantasize a little bit when you take away the Alexa, or you got the Alexa technology, you got the hologram technology. Now, mind you, we've seen a hologram in movies. We've seen all this shit in movies way back when, scientific, all that shit. Star Trek, all that shit showed you that. We've seen recently with the what? The Tupac hologram, or the Pop Smoke, all these holograms. Now, imagine you come in the crib, it's a hologram of an elder, a person that's dead, that used to be here. They're not here no more. You got the hologram and you got the voice to match. Now, you got a hologram of a person living, basically a ghost or a spirit that they bring to life that could be in your home. Also, this, to me, in my opinion, this also goes with the cloning. How they can, in my opinion, they can clone somebody that you know, had a voice recorded, and this person is cloned. But just showing you how they tapping into this technology, all this shit relates with the new world. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people. Now, I understand it's good and bad, because yes, people do have loved ones they miss, and probably would like to have their loved one's voice within the Alexa, and you can have full conversations with your people that's not here no more. But some people also will find this kind of weird and eerie when you happen to be in the crib and you just hear the voice of somebody that's dead in your family talking. But in my opinion, they also said this coincides with the algorithm. So remember, I told you, in my opinion, how your life is an algorithm now. Your whole, everything you fucking do is fucking in a system somewhere. They know everything about your phone, got your voice that can be put on Alexa, or your voice could be put in any one of these programs, all right? You done took enough selfies and pictures for them to get enough images of you in many different positions. Your phone lets them know all the things you like and indulge in. That's right, that phone. Your whole life could be recorded and documented from your fucking phone. The technology within your phone could make a whole nother you right now. Right now. Right now. They can take you and experiment with you in a lab with an image of you talking. Hologram, AI voice. All this ties into artificial intelligence. And this is what I was trying to tell people months ago. I was trying to tell people how this whole 5G technology is the technology that makes all of this shit possible. It makes it all run under one program. Well, they can have a fake you with a fake voice and turn that shit into a real droid, a real person, a real fucking image you. Not only can they clone you imagely, we also know they can clone you physically. It's sad. This digital technology, let's just say if they wanted to use it for evil, they can take this same digital technology and have you robbing a bank, and you wasn't even in the fucking bank. But they can take a hologram of you, put that shit in the bank, use your voice, and say you robbed the fucking bank. They can take that image and they can take your image and put that shit on any fucking video footage and say that's you. with your voice. So we already know this could be used to set a lot of people up too for foul shit. Now, mind you, all of this technology was already broke in China, which is tied into another story that I was reading that over the weekend that's going on in China right now. Okay. China, Japan, all of them, whatever, them countries that make these video games, they have now cracked the code on how to read people's mind, allegedly. I'm not going to give them all that credit because they ain't fucking God, so I ain't going to say they can read everybody's mind, but they have perfected a particular technology that can read your mind. They're using it on people who watch porn too much. For those who don't know, I didn't fucking know, in China, pornography is outlawed. You see, every fuck thing that goes on here, you'll see in other countries, it is outlawed. Everything that's foul, or should I say, a lot of things that some of us feel that are not right, some of us feel should be illegal. In other countries, they are illegal. Here, it is sanctioned. But that all goes with this whole Babylon thing. My point is, in China, they have a device that they are using on people where they can put it on a man's head and tell if you've been watching porno, if you have pornography traits. They did a test on particular young Chinese students, and they made them watch porn, and they studied the brain waves that they get, the reactions they have while watching this pornography, which helped them be able to make this device that could read your fucking brain to see if you're into porno or if porno really turns you on, to see if you're a sexual deviant person. China is not playing with none of this shit. They already have the technology. They already unleashed the shit. This what it is. But it's also dealing with how they control their population and control their people. You got to remember, overseas, the average citizen can't get guns. Overseas, gay marriage is illegal. Overseas, smoking weed is illegal. Everything over here, basically, a lot of that shit is illegal other places. But then some places, some things are legal that we don't do over here. My point is, they have mastered the brain reading technology. I already told people for my studies that China is the ones behind a lot of this shit you see. A lot of this technology shit is their ones behind the shit. Also, another story over the weekend that applies to all of this shit goes together. All right. Now in Israel, they unleashed a new military technology that allows users to detect objects and people behind walls in real time. Basically, they have an artificial intelligence tracking device that can look through your fucking walls. And the key thing they said with this military technology, it will be for military and law enforcement. A lot of people don't understand law enforcement, military go hand in hand. The reason why I said that, because I told you the last fight is the fight going on here, and it is a war on terrorism, a war on anti-American behavior. It is a war on civilians. Or should I say, the war is on civilians that don't live correctly. Or should I say, civilians that do not live according to how the U.S. government wants you to live, how all the governments of the world, they all came together. They said they want all citizens to behave and live a certain type of way. Therefore, if you don't comply with the new standards of living, you will be considered anti-government. These devices and technology will be used against you in any shape, form, or fashion they see fit. And this is the fucking warfare. I just gave you proof how they have devices to look through your walls, to look through your house. We already knew a lot of this shit was around. Now it is perfected. They could sit outside your crib and they have the technology to see every fucking thing you're doing behind the wall. On top of that, they got the voice record that records your voice. Then they got devices that can scan your fucking brain. Now, some of these devices are probably going to be used as torture devices. Some of these devices are going to be used to special investigate certain people. Now, also with this technology that can see behind walls, this is also how they can see who they want to kill behind certain walls. You dig? In my opinion. But this is part of the real technology, meaning the real technology is the new technology. This all applies to the new world. So my point is, when I told you about the UN making statements of the food shortage, this is the new technology they're going to use against you. When shit get crazy and people are out of control, now they can go from house to house to see who's actually in the house, to see if there's weapons in the house, to see how this house is behaving. We can see if this house is anti-government. We can now further investigate without investigating. All of these different things being implemented are part of their weapons. Because I just told you, this weapon that can see behind doors and walls and all of that, it's a new Israeli technology for military and for law enforcement. You got to understand they go hand in hand. The military get it first, law enforcement get it second. But now they're all on one page. Why do you think when people get locked up now of a certain caliber, they go to the feds? Now you got to understand why R. Kelly is in the feds. Because he is the poster child for sex trafficking, which is a federal crime. It is a government crime now due to organ harvesting. The number one agenda for trafficking humans and sexual kidnapping is dealing with organ harvesting. That is the main thing that the government is paying attention to, allegedly. They also know a lot of people from the hood made a lot of money from sex trafficking, basically prostitution and pimping. That is called sex trafficking. These are federal crimes, meaning you're going to the feds and you also might be put in a FEMA camp. So when America is going in another direction, meaning when they locking down all this new shit, when they put it like this, when they start doing these lockdowns, they have the new technology to put in place where you won't be able to escape. And they have the new technology for self-incrimination, meaning it's easier for them to catch you in these acts of conspiracy, whatever you call yourself doing. Don't get it twisted. This is also for these so-called truth tellers and people that spill the beans, whistleblowers. I keep reminding y'all, as many of real whistleblowers, real people that was telling this truth, a lot of them are dead, or a lot of them have been arrested, set up on bogus charges because they have been considered to be anti-American. They are prisoners of war now. A lot of these truth tellers, the real truth tellers, are prisoners of war. Because anybody who goes against the grain and try to stop what they got going on, you are considered anti now. So now you understand why most of these crimes, people have been going federal. They're going federal to show you that the government has taken jurisdiction over your state and your city. It's a governmental thing because I told you it's a war against people anti-government. Therefore, the key word is government. So remember, when it's government, now they can issue military force. Do you get it? Government crimes now can be backed with military force. And now when you see an officer, a lot of them are really just military people in uniforms. Military law enforcement, bottom line, ready for war. Who they warn against? The people. The people who? The people that don't want to comply. That's why now you got to understand they're putting certain things in play because they know what's coming. They know when the food shortage comes, the country is going to start rebelling. They not only going to rebel on the system, they're going to start rebelling to get a meal. They're going to start killing each other, eating each other, breaking in each other's house. So now we need military technology. We need the technology that scan walls. Why? It might be hostage situations. It might be kidnapping situations. We need to free people up, and we can't see what's going on behind the wall. Now we can implement the technology we have with see heat, with the heat sinking information where we can see behind the walls perfectly clear. Like you remember Superman and comic books, they had X-ray vision. Now you have the X-ray vision technology, all facts, because they put it all in the movies first. This X-ray technology will be used for kidnapping and stuff like that, sex trafficking, many different ways. They're going to use this for many, many different things. And they said it is an advanced artificial intelligence-based tracking on algorithm. Now you understand why everything you say and do is in the algorithm. Anywhere you fucking talk, your voice is in the algorithm database, whether you like it or not. That's where we at with this shit. So now, remember, I told you, hip-hop, I told you what? They're breaking down lines of communication. So you got to understand war. In war, they're breaking down your communication, like I told you. They're cutting down your food. They created an algorithm of your whole lifestyle, meaning you're put in a box and studied. They know everything you're going to do before you do it. They know what you're going to say before you say it. They know how you think. They know where you're going to go. They know about every fucking thing, thanks to the internet, all right? All of that information is now in a database, and military got dibs on that. These are all part of the things they're using against you right now. That's why you're being blinded with the media warfare called propaganda and dehumanization. That's why I told you all of your breaking stories are going to be slander. All your breaking stories are going to be to make you look like a piece of shit, to make you look like you're less than human. So now we start implementing these new laws and these new weapons on their ass. Nobody's going to cry and complain because they're going to say they deserve that shit. They savages. So what? Somebody need to see through their crib. We need to see what they're doing in their house. We need to record their ass because they always doing some foul shit. This is what they're painting out here. This is what they're using this technology for. Now you've been understanding what all this shit is about. And once again, I'm going to say it for the last time. This is why you see why all the entertainers and celebrities are quiet and they have to shut up because they all know what the fuck is going down. That's why you're going to keep seeing fake ass, bullshit ass stories. You see everybody and their grandmother trending for some stupid shit. But they're not going to tell you about this real shit right here. How it's a catastrophe coming, and we got proof now that they got certain weapons, certain technology in play for all of this shit. Because the war is going to be on Americans who are disgruntled. Americans who got a problem with how shit is going, black and white, all races, anybody got a problem, they got something in place for anybody who got a problem and think you want to do something about it. So like I said, they already know everybody's buying guns. They know everybody's ready to shoot. So therefore, in my opinion, they're going to deal with everybody a whole nother way. And it's called taking out your resources. So you'll be left with a house full of guns, no power, no food. This is the warfare, in my opinion, they're creating. And it's just, and what I mean by warfare, I mean it's really just a game. But in this game, it's going to be the ones who take themselves out are the ones who not going to make it. That's how they got it set up. So amongst the bullshit, I had to show you the real shit, all right? China got a brain scanning device. They say it's for seeing who watches porn or who doesn't, but they're going to use that shit for other shit too. Yeah, watching porn is a crime overseas. If they make it a crime over here, it's going to be way more niggas locked up. But the thing is, we do know all people who are accused of certain allegations, they love porn. Whenever we hear about some type of deviant behavior, we always hear about porn. Like with R. Kelly, he was filming his own pornography films with these teenagers, which made that child pornography, right? And remember, I said it earlier for those who pulled up, his own people told on him. The girl, this last woman named Stephanie said when she was 17 years old that R. Kelly sent one of his friends to get her phone number. That is called aiding and abetting in the crime. If I go get an underage woman and bring her to an older man and I leave the house and leave her there knowing she was young, I'm just as bad as the nigga that did it. Same thing Ghislaine Maxwell is being charged with. She is the one that brought Jeffrey Epstein all of these women. Took them shopping, got them done right. That's why she facing all her life in jail. She is associated. And they got her on suicide watch right now because they don't want her to kill herself like Epstein did before he got his time. My point is, Jeffrey Epstein had people help him. R. Kelly had people help him. The difference is R. Kelly people, they snitched on him and told so they wouldn't get charged. This woman said that one of R. Kelly's friends came to the McDonald's and gave her the number, and she got with R. Kelly later on. R. Kelly said he just wanted to cuddle. He just wanted to chill. He understood she was underage. But shortly after that, they had sex in the studio. And then R. Kelly would fly her to Florida, take her to his different cribs, his townhouses. He took her to Texas. You see, now he's going over state lines. And this woman said he would make her get in positions, tell her to pause while he leave out the room and come back. And if he came back in a room and she was not in the same position, he would get mad because in my mind, he was doing it for the camera, allegedly, making her pose strategically in certain parts of the room where she can have certain parts on camera. And let's use common sense. If a man is going to film a woman and this R. Kelly, he don't want to come in limp. So he probably wanted to go outside the room and make sure when he came out right, he was ready to go up in her. You get what I'm saying? Mind you, she was a teenager at the time. And this same woman also said that in Florida, R. Kelly allegedly skeeted on her face and went and let her wipe it off and kicked out the hotel room and made her go to another room and wipe her face off. Humiliated her. That's what she said. This is what was said in court documents. This is what the feds are using to crush R. Kelly. This is just one of the stories with graphic details. It's plenty more. But the key thing I wanted people to understand is that this woman admitted that he had people helping him. Therefore, I told y'all they are the ones who told on him. And maybe they were setting him up 20 years ago for this day today. Maybe they wanted to big him up to 100 million and break his ass. Who am I talking about? You gotta do your research on the people who discovered R. Kelly and who are the ones who were behind him the whole time. Who are the ones that financed him when they found him singing in the train stations? When they say he was already like a bum and he was stinking. It was certain people that brought him to his success, that cleaned him up and invested in him. That's why when you heard the stories of R. Kelly can't read and he had people around him helping him, a lot of that shit was true. He had a lot of foul people around him for the wrong reasons. Yes, they was using him for a pawn. And maybe they are the same ones that sold his ass out. That's why he's broke, because they took his money and they say he's $2 million in the hole. His bank account's been cleared out. All right. But this week, R. Kelly's going to get his sentence. He asked to get 10 years. He asked, please, judge, just give me 10. I could do 10. The judge said, no, that's a negative. You're going to get what I give you. And this week, he will be facing some heavy time. So stay tuned to the R. Kelly show. He's going to get his time this week. And a lot of you R. Kelly supporters, I'm not going to go hard on you right now. I'm going to let y'all have y'all day in court. You dig? But this was going on, y'all. Also, this same time, they want Nicki Minaj, her husband, Kenneth Petty, they want him to do 15 months in jail. He want to do his time from home in a mansion. They're not feeling that. The prosecutor said he needs to do this time in jail. He's been a registered sex offender for 20 years in the state of New York City. He moved to Los Angeles. He did not want to comply with that sex registry. He tried to lay low. They're not trying to hear that shit. And we know in LA what happened to people like him. Sex offenders, they don't live good at all. Now, somehow in New York, they show him love in jail. I don't know if he hit his charges. I don't know how niggas are trying to say this nigga was a blood and he's supposed to be respected. But a lot of niggas probably didn't know his charges. But then some niggas know his charges and they still co-sign this nigga. Who cares? Fuck you niggas. Anyway. But LA, they're going to deal with him very dirty in that jail. He don't want to go to jail. He don't want to go to jail in Los Angeles. But as of right now, this nigga going to be doing 15 months in a fucking Los Angeles jail. I don't know if it's going to be federal or regular, but he's going to jail. And Nicki Minaj knew this nigga was a convicted sex offender. because the nigga did 4 years. And not only did he do 4 years, he complied with the program the whole time he been home. So now he wants to buck. He don't want to comply, and his ass is facing time. And I told you, I only cover all this shit because it was mighty funny. The same weekend, Nicki Minaj husband getting jacked up, Nicki getting embarrassed. The same weekend, her ex-boyfriend getting embarrassed and slandered. Erica Mena said this man like dildos, as you see right here in this text. Allegedly, this is from Erica Mena talking to Safaree, and allegedly he liked them toys, and allegedly he liked them boys. She also alleged said that not only did he want to use toys, he wanted to do a threesome with a transgender. This is what Erica Mena said, but we also got to pay attention. She didn't say all this till she got mad. And I think that's lame when somebody be with somebody, they co-sign their shit, and then when they get mad, they want to put them on blast. But no, Erica Mena, you was the weirdo because you know he was weird, allegedly. If he was doing this shit and you was cool with it, then that makes you a weird bitch too. Then again, I just remembered you did claim bisexual too. And they did say that the same week, a couple days ago, Erica Mena took her Pride Month photos for the Rainbow Gang because she's down with the Rainbow Gang, outspoken bisexual woman. We know this. And this same week, she want to put Safaree on blast and call him gay. Right after she posted her photos of her Pride Week. So some people feel like this is all made up shit. Some people feel like she going too far because she's scorned and bitter. Then some people feel like this shit is the truth. But she also said that not only was Safaree trying to get with her while he with his new boo, she also said that Safaree was trying to have sex with DJ Self's 15-year-old daughter. A couple of years ago when she was 15. I think she's 18 now. But Erica Mena claims she knew all of this shit and she still was with Safaree. So what type of bitch are you to know a nigga was trying to smash a 15-year-old and you was cool with it? You stayed with him all this time. This was before y'all had kids. So remind you, Safaree was a piece of shit. He this, that, the third, but you had babies by this dude. So who's the weirdo? Then Erica Mena tried to call Safaree new girl a prostitute when it's been reported recently that Erica Mena was selling pussy to a New York City soccer player. She is a prostitute. They also said, which we already know, they said she damn near slept with the whole industry. So who is she to call somebody else a prostitute? And it is what it is. But Safaree is allegedly happy with his new boo right here. But we know the number one form to slandering a black man. You call him a snitch. You say he's gay or a tranny chaser. Or you call him a rapist. Those are three things that slander a nigga. Now, sometimes they be true. Sometimes they not. The thing is, that's the game that's played right now, y'all. So what's y'all opinion? Do y'all believe Safaree like to play with dildos and stuff like that? Do you believe he was trying to get with a 15-year-old? Or do you believe Erica Mena? Do you believe Erica Mena when she said that Safaree he tried to get back with her? He just a foul piece of shit, nasty ass nigga. But my point is, Safaree's being slandered over the weekend. Nicki Minaj slandered over the weekend. And just so happened they was all together. They was both together. They both going through it. In my opinion, they should have stayed together because in my opinion, they did have a real relationship. This shit was real. This shit right here is fake. This shit right here was fake. People just faking for the camera because they don't want to accept the fact they on their own. When really, I'm going to tell y'all, really being by yourself might be the greatest thing you can have right now. If you have that ability. If you're a man that could be by yourself, you could save a lot of trouble and a lot of money. Same thing with women. You could save a lot of trouble and a lot of money. You could save a lot. And guess what? That's more for you, more everything for you when you by yourself. And you could just date. Y'all could just date in a respectable environment and just date and go home. My opinion, that might be the best thing a person can have right now. But the key thing, like I said earlier, a lot of people can't afford that lifestyle. A lot of people can't afford to live on their own. So this what created this thing called shacking up. this thing called let's get together and start a family. Let's get together and play house. A lot of it is from survival. Let's be real. A lot of people hate their significant other. They don't like them. They deal with them, but they deal with them for different reasons. A lot of it ain't got shit to do with love. Let's be solid. Nowadays, it's more survival than love. It's more just to say we've been together this amount of time, but the shit fucking miserable and trash and boring. And sometimes the two people together fucking hate each other guts. But they just can't afford to be apart because of bills and many other different things keep couples together nowadays. Ain't got shit to do with love, all right? But a lot of that shit is for the camera. Shit. So the people that don't have a significant other to make you feel jealous, make you feel like you less of a man or woman because you ain't got nobody. A lot of this shit ain't even real, so don't take this shit serious, all right? These are people that put on for the camera. That's it. To trick you, to make you think their life is so perfect and your life ain't shit. Now, mind you, these people got money, but they fucking miserable. All right? And the whole world be in their fucking business. So enough of that low energy shit. That's the fucking topic of the bullshit, all right? So I also told you, don't forget to watch for that lineup tonight. Tonight is the last night. You can see all these planets in the sky. People that live up north can have a better look. But this will be in the sky tonight. You might just think it's stars, but it's a planetary lineup, and it's a fact. And for those that don't know, each planet has a different effect on the Earth. This is why each sign has a different effect. Or when a person sign or it's around their birthday time, they feel a certain way when it's their season. Because you was told about the sights you see in heaven. Heaven is considered the universe, the stars and above, the skies and above is considered to be heaven. You was taught everything in school, or you was told about a lot of things in earth, but one thing you was never taught about was how to read the sky. So the question you got to ask is why we wasn't taught how to read the sky of all the signs that was told to us, or all the signs that was shown and said to be given to us from God himself. Why no matter how many times you went to church or how many times you went to school, you was not taught what these lineups actually mean? It's a foreign language. Now let's get into a couple things that's foreign language before I get out of here. They made sure you don't know shit about the sky, zodiacs. They made sure you don't know shit about money, finances, economics. It's certain things they made sure you didn't know nothing about. Then there's certain things they keep reminding you of, like you was a slave and you poor, you never gonna have nothing. All your people did was suffer, was stupid. You was told that every sickness in the world come from your bloodline, your family. You was told repetitive, so much bullshit, but why you wasn't told about this? What this mean? And I'm just proving a point that it's certain things in the book that are good, that was good, that is good, and man came in and scribbled it out and made it bad. So that's why a lot of y'all think damn near everything in the Bible is evil. But I'm gonna tell you, everything ain't evil. It's just evil for you because it was made evil because the people that wanted to control your whole fucking world and your whole life, they told you this was evil and they told you what to stay away from because it was their own personal gain. Now, when it comes to good and evil in the Bible, you have to be the one to decipher what's from what. But that's my point. The signs are in the sky, and we don't know what the fuck we're looking at. Therefore, we don't know what the hell is going on earth. That's why I told you we're in a time of chaos. This is as above, so below. So maybe we're supposed to be lining up in perfect harmony right now on the planet. We're supposed to be lining up with the heavens, but instead of us lining up, we going astray and going real chaotic. So I'm just showing you that some people know certain things that we don't know. That's why they control your world. And that is the Illuminati, the ones who are illuminated to have a certain amount of information that you don't got. That's the only difference, what makes them illuminated and you not. You in darkness, they in the light. They know what's going on, you just don't. That's why they could tell you it's about to be a catastrophe in a food shortage, because they know shit that you don't know. And they know for a fact they pay people to have you distracted so you won't know what's going on. And that's the lesson of the day, episode 206. Thank y'all for pulling up as usual. Thank y'all for making this shit happen. Thank you for keeping this shit lit. Once again, time flew. We made it another day. Like I said, only 8 states passed that AB law, them AB laws, but people acting like the world coming to, and it's 50 states, it's only 8 states is outlawed. That's it. Go to another state. That's it. But I think, it's, in my opinion, it's something else behind that. My opinion. My opinion is they want to stop a lot of these ABs because they want those kids for the future. They feel like, okay, if you don't want them, don't kill them, we'll take them. And we can make use of these kids that y'all don't want. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother process. You got to know about the orphans that once was in America. America, you had a lot of orphans at one point. Before they had the child laws, they used to use kids to do work in factories, all type of shit. Kids was working at 12, 13 in harsh conditions. Before America implemented the no child working laws and all that shit. America was built off a lot of fucked up shit. And some of these things, in my opinion, they getting back to. My point is they looking at it like, if you don't want them kids, we'll take them kids. You got to understand each child is a bag, it's money. Once it's in the foster system, money. Adoption, money. Now they can groom these kids to be exactly what they want them to be. If they want them kids to be transgender, they can groom them into that. If they want them to be a government official, groom them to be into the middle. Whatever they want to groom these children into, that's what they want to do. So if you don't want them, we'll take them. My opinion, that's how I look at what was going on. As well as we know, it also has to do with, they know the more kids some people have, the more fortunate they're going to be. The more kids you have, if you can't afford it, it's going to be your burden. And once you have a lot of kids, they become your burden. You can't take care of them. Then we'll come take them from you. And we'll make use of your kids. We'll reprogram your kids. I just explained to you all the new technology they have. Well, a lot of this technology, guess what? They're going to use it on kids. They're going to alter the minds of a lot of young children in the world. A lot of young children are going to be raised to think totally different from how you think today. This is the harvest that they're waiting on. Your kids, your family, people that could be easily brainwashed and put in a new society, or should I say this new world, that won't have no compassion, no respect, a whole different ideology. That's why I told you, one of my number one points is to remind you of who you are and who you were and how you was raised and what you forgot. Because everything you forgot will be eventually wiped out. Just like your customs, your lifestyle is being wiped out right now. Your history, everything you love being wiped the fuck out. It's going to be a faded memory. This is what they're working on, a faded memory. We'll raise a whole new nation of a whole new different people. Everybody ain't with it. All of them got to go. And if you don't believe me, they did the same shit throughout every world order. Every age, every different process in the world, they have remixed the story. They have killed one book and then written another book. But now the world is going on one page, one textbook. Anybody against it, that's what they're working towards. Anybody against it, you are considered an enemy. Enemy of the state, enemy of the country, enemy of the world. Now you see why they've been going hard on these passports, because now you can't move all around the world no more like you used to. I'm a victim of that. I should have moved around the world more before. But when they realized that people was moving around the world more than ever, and I'm talking about the world, people have been going to these landmarks of history, biblical scriptures. People have been debunking a lot of shit, finding artifacts, politicking with other countries, setting up business. That's part of why they had to shut down all this travel. That's why you'll see during the coronavirus, they shut that shit down. Now, what they use also, We know a lot of people got money and ran to Miami, ran to certain places, right? But that was also part of the excuse to implement these strict traveling rules to say, look, when these niggas travel, they don't know how to act. Make it hard for them to travel. But really, it was also to make people hard to travel that really want to go out here and do research. They did the same thing with the guns, right? They went hard on the illegal guns to make it hard for the people with legal guns. It's a lot of shit going on, but all you got to do is see piece by piece by piece. They're trying to cut your water off, cut your power off, cut off the shit that you love. Now, when they go against you, there's certain things in play where you don't got a leg to stand on. That's what we're dealing with right now, every fucking day until we meet the deadline, right? What's the deadline? The deadline is when they announce the shit. When they finally declare a national food shortage, when they declare that shit, that's when it's lit. Or should I say that's when it's already fucking over? Because they only tell you shit after they do it already. So when they tell you, then people going to start understanding, panicking, and running around. But a lot of people, it's going to be too late. They're not going to understand. It's already going to be too late. It's going to be too late. So I'm just giving you a heads up so you can start steering your life in the right direction. That's it. And meanwhile, still have you some fun, still laugh and whatever. You know, don't get depressed, don't get down. You just got to stay focused right now. The shit is getting real. All right. And we're going to see some real shit with R. Kelly go to court this week and Ghislaine Maxwell. So remember, R. Kelly's for the blacks. It's the big commercial, the big movie for the blacks that like to indulge in sexual activities, kidnapping, all this type of shit. And Ghislaine Maxwell is the commercial or movie for the white people. The Jeffrey Epstein saga, that's for the white pedophiles, the white chesters. But they're using these two poster childs to make a statement to all sexual deviant people in America, predators, whatever you do in that field, sexual spotlight is on everybody. That's why you see Deshaun Watson. They know sexual acts go on in massage parlors. We already seen the strip clubs basically get shut down. They're cracking down on all this sexual shit in America that make money. Period. So that's what it is. That's the word of the day. That's what it is. Episode 206. We did it again. Let me see what up in here before I get out of here. Thank y'all for pulling up. Thank y'all all for being consistent. Like I said, thanks for the support. Sometimes it is hard to come up here and do this shit because sometimes you just get tired of the dumb shit. You get tired of the same stupid ass shit over and over and over again. That most of us know this shit ain't about nothing. But we got to cover these stories because these stories represent what's really going on in the world and how people are thinking. These stories represent the psychiatric evaluation of people. So before I get out of here, let me run through the chat, man. Miss Danielle Walker, happy to see you, Danielle. What's up? Juice, I already know the family in here, man. I already know that. D. Malley from Cali all the time. Alan from the UK. Yeah, that's right. Maxwell on suicide watch right now. They saying she might try to kill herself. You know, she might slide out the back door. In my opinion, Jeffrey Epstein went out the back door. In my opinion, I don't believe he dead. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. He was too rich to lock up. That's right. What's up, Unique the Queen? That's right. It is some scary stuff going on. That's right. I will say though, this shit ain't no hoax though. It ain't no hoax no more, y'all. The last thing they really betting on, and they really just hoping, they just really hoping everybody is not paying attention. They really hoping most of the people just be asleep, man. That's really it. I'm gonna tell you right now, like that's what it is. There's nothing to be scared of if you're paying attention and you're doing the right thing, man. I'm gonna tell y'all that. They want you to be off guard, slipping. So when shit hit the fan, you ain't got nothing to stand on. So I'm gonna say it again right now. You need to start storing certain shit. You know, when you go shopping, put a little bit of shit up. Buy shit that you know for a fact you ain't gonna eat right now, but you might eat it on a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. A lot of people don't like canned foods, but if you able to spend, let's say in a couple of months, if you spend a good $300 to $500 on canned foods, you'll have a whole lot of shit put up. A whole lot of shit put up between canned goods and just survival food. If you can spend like $500 on survival food, like talking peanut butter and jelly, like shit that don't go bad. If you can spend like $500 on that, I'm not saying that one time. I'm just saying you could just build your storage up to like $500 to $1,000 worth of canned goods. You'll be all right. Tweak your diet a little bit. Try to get down to eating one meal a day. You know what I'm saying? It might sound crazy and weird, but I'm just telling you the truth right now. I'm just telling you the truth. Salute Rondell on the way to work. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm just saying right now, right? What's going to win this shit is discipline, learning how to manage, learning how to go without, definitely not being greedy. Not being greedy and not being sleep. As long as you pay attention and you make the right moves, like right now, they banking on you having a high power bill. They know it's going to be hot. They know you're going to blast the AC. They know the kids home from school, which means what? More cooking. So they banking on that electric bill being high. So common sense, you got to already know. The power you use between June, July, and August is going to create a high-ass fucking bill September, October, November. So the months they planning on you starving are the same months they're planning on your bills being high. All of this shit is running concurrent. So they want you sleep the whole summer, but all this shit will smack you before the year. That's why that man said it will be declared 2022, which means before the year is over with. So understand that this is what's going on, y'all. This shit gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So don't let nobody tell you no fucking lie. This shit is in effect right now. And in my opinion, yes, this shit is planned out and it's put together. And they're working around the clock and putting a whole lot of money into this shit. So if we just heard 13 billion went to Ukraine, how the fuck are we about to starve over here? Do the shit add up? No, it don't. But they told you exactly what the fuck they're going to do and what they're doing. They giving money away to other places and you ain't getting shit, like I told you. So you got to figure it out on your own. They basically saying, look, you're 400 years up. We washed our hands of y'all. Y'all take care of your own ass. That's it. That's what they said. 619, 2019, for those that believe in the 400-year process, the 400-year prophecy of being in captivity in a strange land that's not yours. Well, those 400 years are up. So maybe they're washing their hands of you and saying, well, now y'all take care of yourself. We ain't got nothing for you. We don't got to give you nothing no more. I think that's the game they playing too, y'all. Period. But that's it, though, y'all. Glad y'all pulled up. Salute to everybody. I'm going to continue on with getting ready for my day. And y'all stay tuned. More to come. I'm working on some things. Best believe I'm working on some things. This ain't no fucking cap. I'm trying to also switch it up a little bit because sometimes the same formula, the same format, that shit get boring, all right? But you know I'm going to stay lit. I'm going to keep it coming. But y'all just stay tuned. That's all I'm going to ask you. Stay tuned. Stay focused. You know, with that note, you know what I'm saying? I love all my people. Salute to the people that tapped in, the people in the bushes in the background. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Another episode 206. Y'all all made it. We made it. Y'all stay in the loop. Y'all stay on point, man. I'm up out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I'm out. One.